expertise in the use of fact-checking tools for verification and has conducted several consequential fact checks, earning him a nomination at the 2021 Africa Check Awards. He is a member of the WHO's Viral Fact Alliance and has debunked various COVID-19 related claims, while actively participating in initiatives to provide explainers and media literacy articles during the pandemic. Furthermore, Silas is an active member of the Nigerian Fact Checkers Coalition (NFC), where he has played an integral role in monitoring elections and debunking numerous electoral-related claims. With his exceptional research skills and expertise in fact-checking, Silas Jonathan is an asset to the field of journalism and information verification in Nigeria and beyond. The topic for today's class is Media and Information Literacy: How to Spot Misinformation and Disinformation. Students, please make welcome with you clapping your virtual hands in the chat box. Mr. Silas Jonathan, the speaker for today. Mr. Jonathan, if you are in the class, the floor is yours.
I am in the class. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Peter, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for joining the call. It's a lovely Friday evening. I know a lot of people would prefer to be somewhere else, but that tells me how important this gathering and the knowledge to be shared means to you. And we would just pick it up from there. In a minute, I will be sharing my slide where we would pick it up from there. Yes. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can, sir.
Thank you so much, Peter. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it full view. In case I will be counting on you a lot, Peter, in case you don't hear me, or maybe the network interferes, or because I'm gonna put my slide in slideshow, and that means I will not be seeing the other portions of it. Yes.
It's all right.
So this is our topic. It's our topic for which Peter has highlighted: media and information literacy, but most importantly, on how to spot mis and disinformation. Um, um, I want the class to be very interactive because I think that's the best way to learn. And so I wanted to ask anyone here who is curious about this topic, and feel free, please, to just share your opinion. Why do you think, as being part of the Electoral College as you are now, democracy? I want to this topic session of democratic sustainability. I don't know if you've heard me.
Your line was
Yeah,
breaking. I don't know if
Stephen.
it's just me.
Additional names already provided. Are you now?
Let me say it again. I say, why do you think? I want anyone here can just speak on the mic and say, why do you think this conversation on media and information literacy is crucial in terms of sustaining democracy in Nigeria? Anyone?
Anyone ready to answer should just raise their virtual hand, so I will pick.
Well, obviously there's nobody. But okay, yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Elvis, I've
Yeah.
asked you to unmute. Please go on.
Okay,
Elvis.
thank you very much, sir, for the question. I think there was a time we had a class here and we were talking about the role of the fourth media in the nation and the community, and a lot of responses were given because many don't see how credible and how reliable they uh, uh, they are doing their duty. But at this era, I think everybody is eager to want to know what is happening in his environment, in her environment, and that's where they come in to tell us what is going on and what is not going on. And that's now where I think the course is very important for us to know, to verify as the electorate if what we are hearing everywhere, either on media or around our houses, is true or not. So that's the little contribution.
Well, thank you very much, Elvis. I think that I'm really glad about what you're saying about the media being the fourth um, estate of the government, because information is powerful, and in most instances, we have experience where people have acted and make decisions on information that they themselves are yet to verify. And the problem with that is that if there is this consensus that information is power, then think about it for a minute. What about misinformation? What about disinformation? How powerful could that be? Because if information is majorly agreed to be powerful, that means it is based on facts, it is based on good details, because information forms the basis of knowledge. Whether you read a book, whether you watch a documentary, it's a piece of information that is helping you, that maybe you're looking to make a decision about something. And then where the problem now lies, it's that mis and disinformation, or information that is not verifiable, or information that is misleading, has now found its way on social media platforms that not only threatens peaceful coexistence, but also threatens people's health, threatens people's political decisions, even more so, even threatens peaceful coexistence. Um, and the problem that we are encountering, and I think that is why this topic is crucial and very important to discuss. So thank you, Elvis, just to emphasize on that. My laptop seems to be hooking. It's like it doesn't want me to share this. You see, I'm trying to move to the next.
There's one more man, sir. I don't know if you want to take the
Yes,
one more
please,
person.
please. Let me hear. Yes, quickly.
Celestine. Okay, Celestine, I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir. So your question was, why is media literacy important in this? Why is it an important conversation in this time? Am I correct, sir?
Yes, you are very, very correct.
Okay, sir. So um, first and foremost, this is my opinion, anyway. So
I've lost you for a minute.
what's available on the media is the narrative that people run with instantly. And for people who will be politically intelligent, or who will be politically literate, we cannot afford to just glean whatsoever it is we find on the internet as intelligent people. So I think that is why it is important for us to be, just as we are politically literate, we have to be media literate and be able to distinguish between facts from lies or tales. That's my opinion, sir.
this,
So I don't know if you heard me.
I heard you clearly, Celestine.
Okay,
And
sir. Okay.
the point that you've raised at the end of your rendition, um, you know, separate facts from lies and all of that, really, I think is the basis for even our conversation today. And that is why you see in the topic, categorically, I say media and information literacy, but the point on how to spot mis and disinformation. Initially, the issue of information sharing and information receiving was not a problem because television and radio information just go through the normal means. People, we have editors, and not a problem at all. Then social media came and sort of rather democratize the information flow where anybody, anywhere with a phone connected to the internet can cook up any information and share online um, without not necessarily verifying it. And that is a problem. It is a problem because now we can have influencers, we can have people having millions of views with bad information that can impact on people. And then having the ability, even as Democrats, as we are here now, to be able to identify these kinds of mis and disinformation becomes pertinent. Yes. And quickly, I would like someone to quickly give me a quick sort of overview about what you know about mis, dis, and malinformation. Anyone, please. I don't see any hands.
Okay, we have a Kunle Lawal.
Of
Let
course, that's
me.
direct,
No,
or
this
am
one is
I?
not direct. It's one of our students.
Okay. Oh, wow, what a coincidence.
All right, Kunle Lawal, go ahead.
Yeah, please go ahead, Kule. I mean, you stole a name.
All right, thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you, the moderator as well. Good evening, colleagues on the call. If I hear you correctly, right, you are talking about malinformation, right? And my belief is that correct, sir? Before I go ahead to attempt it.
Yes, and if you will do me the honors to even speak on all the three, then that's good. Misinformation, malinformation, and disinformation.
Okay, yeah. So malinformation for me, or to my mind, I'm just thinking that even though I'm not taking my time to check it out on the internet, on Google or something like that, is a malicious information that is intent to cause a disrepute to either the source or the giver of that information, or even the entire information as well. Disinformation is an intentional disinformation. Yes, disinformation is an intentional act of purveying a wrong information, an information that is not wrong, that is totally contrary to the right one that is given, and that's disinformation. Why misinformation is an erroneous, ignorance, and ignorant information that is not based on adequate knowledge, that's something that somebody erroneously believed or did not get well, right? It's just like half information, or a kind of, when it is not done intentionally, that's misinformation. Why the one that is intentionally done in a wrong way, that is disinformation. Those are my thoughts around it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kule, for raising this brilliant point. And I will quickly hear Eriolua before I come back to some of the points you have raised.
Hello, good evening. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess it's just going to be small for me. I said it bulkly. Misinformation is false information that is spread with with no intention. Like, so yeah, as I said, people are ignorant, but they just spread it. Usually out of fear, out of just ignorance and the rest. Then disinformation is false information that is spread with the intention to cause harm. So it's intentional. It's an intentionally spread false information. The people spreading know that it's false, and they are spreading it with an agenda to cause harm to someone or something. And but malinformation is a true, like, it's okay. I call it like true information padded with false information. So an aspect of it is true, and then then there's a falsification of the truth, and same thing also spread with the intention to cause harm, or there's a damage to the truth. So that's it for me.
Thank you very much. Hello, yeah. Fine, sir. How's everything? Sorry for the distraction, but back to the point. Erioloa and Kule, one of the things that you brilliantly raised out of the things that you've said is that intention. And aside intention, you've also raised impact. And whether it is malinformation, whether it is disinformation, whether it is misinformation, I think we have well enough established that it is the intention of the person sharing the information. And then also there is this large belief that if the information itself lacks truth, it lacks fact, we can either categorize it as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation. But when you look at it, malinformation could be true, could be false, which Eriolua raised, but the intention that you are intending to spoil someone's reputation, to damage someone's repute, or to cause harm to their personality. For example, we see it a lot. We say, oh, leak phone calls, leak videos, leak all of that kind of things are private information that shouldn't be out. And and that is problematic in its in a sense, because if people are not even able to understand the intention, they wouldn't even give it a thought to want to verify. And that is why it is important for us to be able to spot it. It is important for us to be able to identify it. And it is also important for us to be able to debunk it. Let's go down the slides. Down. Yes, I think consequences. Let's stop at consequences. Yes. Yeah. Good. We have talked about why this is important, but also one of the things that people hardly pay attention a lot to misinformation or disinformation is the consequences it has on the society. For example, misleading beliefs and can cause confusion among individuals. It can cause damage to the reputation and credibility of someone. Some people never recover from a malinformation that attacks their personality. Some people never. And then social media and political polarization. We are seeing it even now in the Nigerian political sphere. We are also seeing what happened just today, I think, or yesterday in Guinea-Bissau, how misinformation was used to perpetuate electoral process that people lost hope. They lost hope that, hey, people are saying there's a lot of rigging. People are saying, oh, this one is saying they won. So much misinformation in the space that the military had the ability to perpetuate that. And that is a problem. And then another thing is the potential to cause public harm. I give example with COVID-19 and Ebola. I always give example in this class how I took salt and water countless times during Ebola just to stay safe. And I look at it now, it's laughable, but I did it. I remember during COVID, people say, hey, Silas, if you take Ewedu and hot Ewedu, you put, you're going to COVID-19. I took a lot of it, and I hope it did help me, but I don't know. But that sort of speaks to the dimension of what if eating too much Ewedu would have caused me some health problem, What if all of that? But that is it. Think about a lot of people who have made a decisive health decision because of false information that they are yet to verify. So there's a lot of it. And I saw Kule was smiling. Maybe I raised some memories for him. But that's why I want to hear from one person. Have you fallen victim of or disinformation or malinformation? And do you want to share with us how that impacted you in a way, like it impacted me? Too much salt is not good for the body. So yeah. And for Emela and Ewedu, I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. But yeah, who wants to share a one-time experience of how he or she is affected by disinformation? I don't want to keep you here long, so the faster it is, yes. Elvis, please go ahead.
Okay, so then I was still in school, and I had a friend. He traveled out of the country, and I didn't know he had a girl. So I was still in school when they called my parent and told them I had impregnated a girl. I had no idea, nothing, nobody told me anything. Until when I had to visit home, then my father and mother had to put me in a family meeting. So I was surprised why I was in a family meeting and the information had got round the entire community that I've got a girl pregnant, and I ran away. And only for me to investigate and find out this same girl is a friend to my family. So my parents were like, if you're the one, tell us. We are happy about it. But I said, I don't know anything, nothing, until they said, okay, let's wait. When she puts to bed, then we are going to do everything. It was a hell. The experience, the psychological trauma. I couldn't concentrate in school. Everywhere, people started talking, saying all sorts of things about me. Until when the lady put to bed, they had to do the DNA, and it was discovered that I was not the one. Then she herself then now told them that Elvis had nothing to do about it. Elvis knew nothing about this. So my question was like, why didn't you say it since? He said the guy in question, who is my friend, told her not to. That until the baby is born, then he now then came into the country, and they had to resolve everything. So in brief, that's actually what happened.
Thank you so much, Elvis, for sharing this story. Thank you so much. Why I'm thanking you, because you didn't only share an experience of what had happened to you, you also led us into how it has impacted you. Now, the problem with mis and disinformation, as you have well given a good context to it, is that it doesn't come and go. It comes and leave a dent on our personality. Imagine maybe you would have gotten better grades around that period, and maybe that impacted you. You can never go back and tell the lecturer, please, I'm having some emotional problems now. Can we shift this exam? It wouldn't happen. And then if we start now to imagine even in a large scale formality of how mis and disinformation can affect a village, can affect a state, can affect a country, can affect a whole continent, then it becomes extremely worrying, right? And the question now that I also worry about, for example, in your case, Elvis, is why is it that when people hear things about others, whether it is true or not, or yet to be confirmed, why do people jump to believe it? Why do people quickly, when they see something that, even if it has an iota of lies, why are people quickly to take it hook, line, and sinker? Yeah, go ahead, Kuli. I think, Kule, you can speak.
Yeah,
can hear
thank you.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I think by nature, right? I think people or human being attend towards something that is negative or something that is, as much as it's difficult for me to say it out, I want to believe that's the tendency that make us to want to believe lies rather than truth. Even most times you see people debunking the truth instead of finding ways not to believe, at least giving the person a benefit of doubt before you start believing and spreading such information. The example that readily came to mind was the time that the government was looking at increasing a bit NEPA, not NEPA, the commission that is in charge of electricity was thinking of increasing the hike. You can see the waves of information, the waves of misinformation, disinformation that widely spread across the length and breadth of this country before the government also started, the authorities started debunking some of them. For me, I'm just, my mind is just racing to look at what if the giver of the information or the provider of this information is also not following the right means, right? Or passing the information at the right time could lead to possibly give room to disinformation or misinformation as well, right? Because if government come out or if the agency come out plainly that time and give their reasons and all of that before we start seeing other forms of erroneous information flying about, I believe the source and the time or the timing of it is also important to avoid misinformation and disinformation. That's looking at how this affects our polity, how this affects our economy, among other things, leaving personal issues to one side. On a personal ground, I just believe it's because of that human tendency to want to believe even falsehood before the truth, and that's why probably it's like that for most people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kule, for that wonderful rendition. If I can get a minute from Jessica, then a minute from Ame, I would like to hear from you. So, Jessica, you go first. I would like to see if our thoughts would align with what Kule just rendered.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. To add to what Kule said, for me, I think some things that make people to believe wrong information quickly without even verifying. First, sometimes it could be that the person has a large tendency of doing that which has been said that he did. For example, if I am being known for being promiscuous, a news that I'm pregnant people will likely believe it. Then secondly, sometimes societal labeling. When the society believes that a particular category of people are capable of doing so thing, so whatever is being said about them, people will believe it. For example, politicians, there is this belief that politics is a dirty game, politicians are evil, politicians are this and that. So if a news comes out that a politician has ordered for the murder of somebody, maybe an opponent, people will quickly believe it because after all, he's a politician. Take for example now the issue of Ned Nwoko and Regina. She's accusing him of domestic violence and then oppression and all of those things. People will easily believe her and say, after all these politicians, all these rich people, they can do these things. So they will quickly believe instead of trying to verify the information first. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessica, for that. So I hear, one thing that Kule said earlier was that humans are naturally tilted to negativity. And one of the things that you've said is that people sometimes observe someone's pattern, and because of that pattern, they make conclusions on information, even if it is not true. And I think these are very, very unique points that I have never paid attention to. Because if you look at my slide, you'll see what I have picked out was confirmation bias. But I see that both the points you have raised is wrapped around this reality. Yeah, go ahead, Ami.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Okay, fine. I think my angle will just come in addition to what Sir Kule said, but I'll look at it from the angle of being pessimistic and then being optimistic. There's a particular book I read, and it's discussed these things in detail. That humans we tend to be more pessimistic when the events of life come our way, rather than being optimistic. Pessimistic in the sense that we always see things negative. So and one of the elements of pessimist is that is the noun, the present, the noun. It has that tendency. So when they say bandits are coming to carry everybody here, it is the noun. People are focused more on the noun, so they get to get agitated and the rest. Or you impregnated somebody is the noun. But when you tell people that you're going to be successful, you're going to be impactful, you're going to do things, but it has the future element, so it's being optimistic. So I just see it in the line of this these two situations. Yes, that's my contribution, sir.
Thank you so much, Ame. And while you were speaking, I realized that what you said and in the entire context of it is that largely this is psychological problem, this is societal problem, and human beings will be human beings, and human beings will act as human beings. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And I think that you have, or both the three of you have wonderfully explained that. And I do think that if you put it together, you would see that it is this kind of beliefs, it is this kind of bias that forms what I put here as confirmation bias. Because people will interpret information the way they want it to be, based on their beliefs, based on their thinking, based on some things that they've held in the past to be. Right?
Yes, sir.
And let's go down a bit where this image is. I want three people to quickly tell me this picture, this one with black and white. I want three people to pick up the mic and tell me, what do you see in this picture? What do you see? What can you see? Quick, so I don't waste your time. Go ahead, Kule, please. Let's be snappy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is confirmation bias, boss. All right, it's looking like a picture of a woman, right, with something on her hair that is flowing down towards her back. I don't know, just thinking. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. I mean, it's laughable, but yeah, I mean, yes, you get the idea entirely. What about Ariola? What do you see?
Well, yeah, it's a young lady looking to the other side. And like looking away, looking at another side.
Jessica seems to disagree with you. Jessica, what do you say?
So it looks to me like the woman is lying down. Like she's lying down, she's wearing black, and she's lying down on a picture that is behind her.
Thank you very much. Moin, let me hear you too. I'm seeing different perspectives already.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. Okay, yeah, I can see a man with, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but the person's hair is full with like a veil that women always wear on when they are doing wedding. It's on her head. That's that white thing, and she's standing in between some mountains. I don't know. That's what I can see.
Thank you very much, Moin. Nobody's wrong, by the way. It's just perspective to things. PDP 1942. Your name is a code name. I don't understand. Then I will take Ame, and then quickly Abdul will close it.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What I can see is a woman, I think it's just like a water waves behind her back. I think that's my own thinking, but that's what I can see there. Hello?
Well, thank you. I had you. I was just laughing for a minute. Yes, agreeably so. Agreeably so. I mean, I am seeing a lot of things now as you guys are speaking. I mean, let me hear you.
Okay, for me, I'm trying to see a mountain. Is either a mountain or a valley. I don't know, but something mountainish. Yeah, but it looks like a mountain.
Thank you. I mean, I see more hands are coming up. Let me hear Abdurrahman. This is getting interesting.
Yes, I think what I saw there is a angry woman, and far away from her is a smoke coming. It's a smoke, maybe just a smoke.
Thank you. Uh, good day. Good day should be the last, honestly, guys.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you clearly. Good day.
All right. Thank you. I think I'm seeing a face of a human with a full afro head, dark, and then another sad face behind the head of the human, of the
Oh
person.
wow. Oh wow. That's another perspective I've never really paid attention to. But each time I do this exercise, it opens me up to how much less we think we know, and how much we can see the one thing, we can see one thing, but we can see it from different perspectives. And I think that that is one problem that all of you have explained here about human nature. That human beings see things differently makes it sometimes difficult for us to see facts in life, because now we have our perception, our perspective is blurring the reality of things. Yes, and I think that that is the problem. Although it is a good thing because it makes us unique as human beings, it closes us. Can we see the examples of confirmation bias? This one. Yes. You see, you me, I'm culprit to this because I have consumed information and didn't even want to verify it because it doesn't seem to align with my belief. And I think that when we look at it deeply, for us to be able to spot mis and disinformation, it is very important that we are able to do away with our confirmation bias. If it's question Ahmed, I will take them after everything, and there's a question time. Yes. But then, what are the steps to verify mis and disinformation? One of it is that we need to check the credibility and reputation of who is sending that information. You know, people say, "Oh, I see. I asked where, who shared, who gave you the information," and that is why the source is very important. Sometimes some information can be going viral, going up and down on social media, and nobody would put a post to it. People will keep sharing, believing that it's a fact. I give you another example. In 2023, the House of Nigerian Parliament came together and said there was a problem that in China, a ship carrying 7,200 human penises from Nigeria has been intercepted in China. And the Parliament was worried. They were worried. They were like, "Oh my God." And sometimes I used to say, I wonder if it was a woman's issue, if they will pay, interest like that. They even said they were going to put a bill to protect uh, this mutilation of men in Nigeria and all of that. And I remember when I tried to dig deep where the information came from, it came from a satire website, a website where people will post and publish funny things to make people laugh. And somebody picked it from there, shared it on WhatsApp. Yes. So let's go up. Let's go up. Can we go up a bit? Here. Another thing aside asking who the source is, especially now in the era of AI and everything, when asking the source is very, very important. And the next thing that we need to do is to examine the content. If we see something, an information, let's examine it. And what does that mean? It means to look at the tone, the language, the picture, context, everything that is required for you to do when you are taking a serious decision is required of you when you are trying to examine an information to find out whether or not it is reliable or not. Like look at this. When Russia and the Ukraine war started, this came out that President Buhari was about to attack Russia and to defend Ukraine. And then when you look at it, you see it's a breaking news live. It looks like BBC. It looks like, but there's no. It didn't show any BBC. It didn't show anything as to where the source is or who is sharing it. But people believed it, that he had the ability to do that. Let's go. Let's go. And the next thing that I find to be most important in all this conversation is that we need to be able to evaluate the information. We need to ask ourselves, what is the reality that this can be true? Let me give you another example now. When you look at this claim that Ewedu would cure COVID-19 or it's a healing remedy against COVID-19, you tend to look at it and say, but COVID is like a sort of sort of a nasal ailment. What that means, like cough, you have all of that. What is the connection between Ewedu as a leaf with that kind of, maybe if it was like maybe orange or something like that, one can look at and say, oh yeah. Sometimes we need to be able to evaluate that. How true can this be? How true can it be? Even though now AI is blurring that reality, you see somebody jumping from helicopter, or just, it is a new reality that would require our level of evaluation. Let's go down. Another thing is we need to consider the context. Context is very important. Like here now, this person doctored this image and said Nnamdi Kanu was caught with a woman, and that was why they were able to arrest him. People believed it. But when we found the original source of the image, it showed that it was a different man from a different country with a different context. Ask the context and consider the context by asking the 5 W's and H. Where is this picture taken? Why is it shared now at such a moment? When and who and how is truly involved in that? Yeah. And then come down. Come down. Yes, this one I'm interested in. When this lady, you know her, the lady that the chef, Hilda Bassi, when she did that cooking marathon, she didn't quite get the award in time, and people sort of believed that Guinness were not going to give her the award, and there was some gaps and information were floating away and all of that, and people were asking, has she received it? And somebody just did a Photoshop of her, or if it was not even her, the one on the left is the original one, and people just handed. And she had to come out and say, "Hey, I have not received the certificate yet," and people were celebrating her already, And that is some of the problem, and that is why I wanted us to discuss what we did eventually to say, hey, the problem with spotting or identifying misinformation is not the ability to say, oh, I don't have the skill. Yes, the core factor in it is the ability to be able to say, I know I have confirmation bias. I know I am more tilted to negative news. I know that if something doesn't align with my perception, I have problem with it. And that is why, as a member of this cohort, because I'm aware of that, anytime I see any information that requires evaluation, that requires close attention, that requires me to be able to analyze it well, I will do that. Yes, and fact checking is the most crucial part of it when you look at it. And what does fact checking generally entails? You need to verify your source, which is what we talk about. Ask the source. Then another thing, one needs to cross-reference. I tell people, I say, when you see a news online, or you see, you need to check other sources. Check other sources to find out. Check other sources. And then fact-checking websites. Recently at the Center for Journalism, we launched a website called Didac. There is a link where you can have tools and materials for fact-checking. For example, you can, whether you want to verify an image, there is a tool, a link that you see. All those tools are curated together and they're free for you guys. I think I will, I don't know if a Didac, if I can drop the link here, but let me see, I'll drop maybe at question time so you can see it. Yes. And you can try those skills to have that digital ability to be able to analyze fake images, fake audio, and just have that soft skill of fact checking, even as a pro-democratic human being on this call. And then, of course, we need to educate ourselves as constantly as possible, which is what we're doing now. We need also to share information responsibly. We need to also be responsible consumer, because a responsible consumer verifies before they share. And then most importantly, encourage media and information literacy. And what is that? Simply telling people, verify an information before you share. Ask questions, ask others, what is the efficacy that this information is true? And then I always say that it is not the end. Even after this conversation, it is not the end. It is not the end, because this, as far as we are alive, mis and disinformation will be a part of us. And it will require us to constantly engage with it in a way that it doesn't harm our communities, but help us become better citizens and protect our democracy. Now, in the next, we have 12 minutes. I want to take questions, and then I'll drop the link for that tools site in case you want to learn verification and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for this really exhaustive lecture. Really appreciate this. Thank you. And class, if you have questions, this is your chance. Raise your hand and you'll be given an opportunity to ask. Please make your questions brief, okay? If you have any questions, raise your hand so that you'll be given an opportunity to ask. For further reading, a link has been dropped in the chats. Please make sure you copy the link so that you can read before the class closes.
Just to add, this link I dropped contains digital tools, slides, presentations. If you want to learn digital tools for verifying images, if you are trying your hands on them and you're confused, you can always reach out to me on Twitter. That's the best place to get my attention, and I will guide you to it. I'm usually interested in people who want to learn it further. A lot of people after this class, in previous class, have reached out, and I think they're doing so well. So good. Maybe I'll leave you
Thank
guys
you,
now.
sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, Kule Lawal has a question.
Go ahead, Kule.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I've actually been looking forward to fact checking, and it's good that you are sharing this with us. We really appreciate it. My question is, if one gets to know about this right now, right, or you now, sir, is there no tendency for you to look at every information with two eyes before you even believe it? That, okay, so let me fact check it. As maybe your wife is telling you something, sir, just thinking, right? Or one of your students is saying something, and somebody that has been given to this kind of work that you sold out for it. Is there no tendency to want to look at every information with two eyes first before you before you accept it? So that's just on a lighter note, but we'll be glad to have those tools so that we can also contribute our part in averting or avoiding this menace of disinformation and disinformation that is widespread in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kule, for raising that very interesting question. On the lighter note, as you have said, but it's truth. When I started doing fact checking some years back, when I go to church, I was just questioning everything the pastor was saying. And it made me so distrustful of everything I'm seeing. And but I think that it is better we are more distrustful than gullible, honestly. Especially if we do it respectfully and intelligently. Yes, I think having different opinion. I tell people, I say, there is this guy Thomas. People say Doubting Thomas. I don't know if you've heard about him.
Yeah.
I tell people, I say Thomas was not a Doubting Thomas. Thomas was a fact checker who wanted to confirm things.
I guess that was where the whole idea started from.
Yes, so you see, so I see him as the first fact checker in the world.
In history. Yes.
Yes. And yeah,
Thank you,
please
sir.
always reach out. I've shared the link. You see materials and there and some of my presentations on some technicalities here. So you guys take care.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. Thanks for your time. We don't have any more questions. Okay. Is Lisa on the call?
Yes, I am.
Shamia? Okay, all right. Any announcements?
No, none for now. Thank you so much, Mr. Silas. It's been an engaging class as usual. So I'll just allow the students to unmute and tell you thank you, then we'll end the class.
Thank you so
So much, Mrs. Silas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, moderator.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, moderator.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate
Thank you.
it.
very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We
Thank
appreciate
you, Mr.
you.
Silas.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm having the tendency to fact check your
Thank
name,
you, sir. We appreciate you, sir.
Mr. Silas, I want to fact check your name.
I can hear you, Kule. I can hear you. Thanks. Thank you, guys. I had fun.